So the question that was sent in is, how do you see the real estate market in the next 6 months? And I think this is an important question. I'm sure quite a few of the audience out there is wondering what is going on, and from each of our industries, I think would be great to give that input. So TJ, please take it away.
Yeah, the real estate market in the next 6 months, I suppose if I knew the answer to that, then life would be different. But I guess there's some principles out there that we look at that I can kind of explain that might be helpful for everybody. So the first thing that seems to have been overriding all of our markets for many years is the limited amount of supply of housing in all the markets that we play in, which is infill areas of California and Colorado and Washington State, and in those markets, it's so hard to build new units that we just see a endless dislocation between supply and demand. And it's almost like no matter what shock happens to the market, if you're in the median part of the market, there's always buyers for it. And I think that the reasons for that are, first of all, obviously the median part of the market is the largest part. In Southern California particularly, but also Northern California, those price points typically are where the houses are similar to each other. So it's really easy to get to a price point. It's easy for buyers and sellers to match each other. And if you're a seller, let's say you're a flipper, and you have the best house on the street and it's in the median part of the market, you're going to sell it fast. And that seems to have been true for a long time, and it's also been true over the last couple of months. The other thing that affects that is that really the government does want people to own homes, and they do the best they can to subsidize and support mortgages for people that are earning wages and average wages, and I don't see that that's going to change anytime soon. Mortgage rates are at an all-time low, and I don't see that's going to change anytime soon. And it's hard to believe that the state is going to allow developers to just build more and more units willy-nilly with all the environmental restrictions and code restrictions and don't do this in my backyard restrictions and all that stuff. So even given the fact that the employment is affected severely, even given that, I think that you're going to see a stable market for median home prices. Now, if you're in the luxury market, if you're one of those people that flips luxury houses, you already know that that's more of an art form than a science, and that's something, frankly, that I've tried and I'm no good at. But if you're doing that, I think you need to expect to hold on to the assets quite a bit longer. I don't know that the luxury market is going to be moving very fast in the near future. But I feel when we're underwriting loans, we're looking at, is this right in the sweet spot? Is it infill? Is there limited supply? Are there going to be buyers out there because of the price point? And is it going to be, better than most of the stuff on the market? If that's true, you're going to sell it with multiple offers and you're going to sell it fast. And I don't see that changing in the next 6 months, even given increasing infection rates, which I think are going to continue to go up for a while. I don't think we're going to be out of this situation for quite a long time. We're going to have to live with an elevated level of risk, and we're going to have to accept that, and we're going to have to figure out how to move on. I guess the last comment I have is that there seems to be a trend of people wanting to expand. If you're working from home, do you need an extra bedroom? So I've seen a little bit of that in the news. It's probably too early to really know, especially since the markets we're in are typically single-family markets. So maybe some of the strength we're seeing is because of that. But I'm not at all negative in these markets. So with that, maybe you can circle back to me, but those are my initial thoughts, Mike.
I appreciate it, TJ. And same question for you, Steffanie. And we actually had an opportunity to discuss this just the other day, and it was interesting, your response, which is why I wanted you to address the group with the information that you provided today. So go ahead, Steffanie.
So I'm a little indifferent because I think the unknown is what's super scary for all investors and also even the retail owners. They don't know what they're doing. I have a lot in the retail market trying to just leave the state of California because they're not liking how they're handling the COVID and the stay-at-home orders and the reissuance of everything. So you have a lot of people that are just trying to get the hell out of Dodge to get out of the state as a result of it. So I do think that the market is positive as well. I think even 6 months from now, the market will be positive. But since we don't even know with the evictions, like it's the HEROES Act that just got passed this morning from the House gives another stimulus check, gives unemployment to be extended, gives renters the option of continuing not to pay the rent, even though they're getting government money. It's very hard to know what like kind of what TJ said. I think that the government is a big fan of people owning homes. So maybe they're trying to give all this money so they can start buying homes and being into the market. So that's why you need investors now more than ever to start buying the older homes, get them ready, flip them, because people still do not want to buy the older homes that are not conducive to their lifestyle. They don't want to spend the money to fix it up to the standards, and they can't afford new construction. But new construction has not stopped building. I think the only market that might be hurt as a result of COVID is going to be commercial, because a lot of employers are realizing that they don't have to have people work in the office. They can work from home. I think San Francisco commercial market is going to take a huge dive. LinkedIn hasn't been in office. Twitter hasn't been in office. Facebook hasn't been in office. Now the company is trying to state to them, like, you have to live within a certain mile radius of the corporation to try to help keep the housing. But who knows if that's going to be a true fact going forward. So I agree with TJ that I'm positive about the market. Everyone that I've talked to thinks if there is going to be a correction or some sort of effect with the influx of properties once the foreclosures can start again, it's going to be a V. So which means there might be a sharp decline in the market, but it'll just go zoom right back up. So you kind of have to continue on where we're at this time, getting the calls, going out, meeting with the people that want to sell their homes, seeing what they want to do. And it's not a bad risk to continue to buy the houses, flip them, and put them back on the market. The retail market hasn't taken a hit, and the interest rates are too low to pass up at this point.